Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Our story today is called Where the Wild Things Are, and the story and pictures were done by Maurice, Sendak. Let's look at this front page for a minute. Look with your eyes and tell me what you see. Behind this metal, I see a boat. I see some trees with different shapes, leaves. What do you think this thing is? Maybe it's a monster. If you said monster, give yourself a pat on the back. Well, our title is called Where the Wild Things Are. So let's start and see if we can figure out who this is. Here's our title page. And we have some more pictures of a boy and these monsters. And this says Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. What is he doing? He's chasing the dog. It's not a very good choice. That night his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. What do you see in Max's room? What are these? Trees. And the forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. An ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off throughout night and day. It says his name, Max. And in and out of weeks, in almost over a year, then he found where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So these are the wild things. Then Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. There's Max scaring the wild things. And they made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." Here's our wild rumpus. What are they doing? Let's look together. Ooh, they're looking at the moon, jumping. Max is growling. This friend looks like he's hiding behind the tree. There's some more wild rumpus. They're doing something new. Tell me if you know what it is. They're climbing trees and hanging from the branches. And they parade around the island. We have Max the king right there. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a whole day. Where do you think Max is going? It shows us on this next page, but where do you think he's going? I want you to make a prediction. Let's see. Where did he go? He went home to his room and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him on the table. And it was still hot. That is the end of our story. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the story. Thumbs down if you did not like the story. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow.